You know, for a device that's been out for decades, it sure as hell has gotten controversial in the last few months due to some poor choices by OEM manufacturers. But in today's video, we're going to go through a little further in this just so people understand how this works. There's nothing magical about this. Let's debunk it. And by the way, I'm doing this follow-up video because people don't grasp how this works. So let's get to it. So in my first video, I applied power to this and you could hear the motors turning, but people are like, well, it's not moving. Did you even do anything? Well, sorry that you don't understand how this works, but that's why we're going into this video. So I got the power hooked up, but first we're gonna compress the piston. All right, I'll show you the cheap man's way of doing this because people won't believe this. There are tools for this, but if you just take needle nose pliers or like this and you spin it, ever so littly, and apply a little bit of pressure, you can slowly thread this back in. And if you've watched earlier in the video, you know this was pretty far out because I've actuated this a few times. And as you do that, you're gonna have fluid come out here. That's why I got the rag. So I'm gonna get this all the way in. All right, so it's all the way back now. You can see it visually. I didn't undo this. So now let's apply some power to it and extend it. By the way, this is a simple DC motor. There's only 2 wires. You apply power one way, it spins one way. You flip your leads, it goes the other way. Pretty sure this is the right way. Got continuity. Let's put this on a better angle so the naysayers. So now we're extending the parking brake. It might take a little bit until it reaches the back of that piston. Oh, yeah, other way. That's all right. Can flip the polarity. And there, look, it's going out. Bad connection. There we go. Not complicated. We're going to send this all the way out because I want to show you something. There, it's out. Let's go get my... Did I say forks? I meant pocket screwdriver. While I was gone, this actually popped right off. Piston's all the way out. It's got 2 slots here. Well, it's the way it's cut out here. This is so this doesn't spin and this stays in there. So let's clean up my little mess. And look what we got here. There's your little threaded device for the parking brake. That goes in here again, so it doesn't spin. And that's what applies your parking brake. This moves independently of this, and as the parking brake motor is applied and it's spinning, it pushes this out, which pushes the piston out. Not rocket scientist. Rockin'. So I had a lot of people in the video saying they pull these motors off and it's way more quicker than using the power probe. I think that's a bull-faced lie. Here in the north, believe it or not, this caliper is only 2 years old. They use Allen keys in the back here. They're Loctited in. They're an absolute pain in the ass to get off, especially here. They just strip. And then you have to manually thread that back. So you know what? Grabbing a power probe or your 9-volt battery, as some people said in the comments, and doing that is way easier. So here's the motor. It's usually just a star triple square. Nothing fancy. There's an O-ring around here to prevent water getting in. I do see rust in here occasionally. I find this side of it is not as well sealed as the other ones. So they rely on the O-ring in this cut right here to do most of the work. So yeah, let's get this apart. So I think from this point forward, I'm just gonna record and you guys can see what you think. A lot of mechanics would just cut to the footage. So we're gonna take the dust boot off. And here it is. And look at what's in there. That's your square cut seal. It doesn't really matter as much on this one, but you can see here, hopefully, it's pretty free to move. I don't have my hook tool, but we'll get that out. I plan on reusing these calipers, by the way, so I'm not scared of damaging anything. Maybe I'll find a rebuild kit and we'll go from there. So yeah, the square cut seal, that's responsible. Oh, come back here. For pulling this back in, 2 to 3 thou, depending on the specs. I always was told 2 to 6 thou, because that's all you need. Pulls it back, resets the piston, you're good to go. and not too complicated. So bonus footage. When I have these apart or I have them fully extended, I'll pry back with my pocket screwdriver on these and I'll look for rust right here. If there's rust and you thread this back in, there's a good chance that brake job is going to fail because this is going to lock up. Anyways, let's get this snap ring off if we have the right tool. Right tool for the job. I'm going to stab myself. How not to do things, Lance. So that should just push through. That's it. Not much to it. Roller bearing on the back here. O-ring. Nylon bushing. Your snap ring. I have yet to see anything leak out the back of these, but somebody might have. It's automotive. Anything happens. So yeah. This thread's on. Interestingly here, I'll show you, viewers. I seen this. See how that's cut right there? It has a lock. There is nothing in there that says it would lock. So I'm kind of curious. Ah, there it is. Right here. So, as that is threading in. Sorry, I said I wasn't going to cut this. You're just going to have to bear with me. So as you're threading this back, hits this little stopper and your current's going to spike and then it's going to turn off the parking brake. Again, some people in the comments said this is how they probably measure is the dwell time, or as it threads in, they calculate and looking for current spikes as they apply power. Boom, and then it stops. So I think you could modify that and cheat it. Just grind that down and cause some very weird codes. No, don't do that. That's just how they stop it, because really, two wires, they have no way of really monitoring your travel distance with this piston without looking for a current spike. So it's either on or off. There's no in between. That's why I say these systems are very, very simple. Not much to it. Even in here, this is a DC motor. I can tell you just looking at this casing is you got your gear, an idler gear, and then you got your main gear here. Nothing too complicated in here. Yeah, it's basically a window wiper motor at the end of the day. And for those curious, yes, you can buy just this side. A lot of manufacturers sell just the caliper. This is separate. You're not going to see mechanics rebuild these anymore. This is pretty rare. I bet you a lot of mechanics didn't even know how this works or what's going on in here. Every manufacturer is a little different. But as you can see here, we'll thread it in. Oh. Come on, it's threading it out. Sorry, yeah, we maxed out, so this will be back all the way. Anyways, thought I'd share that with you today because my oh my, there's a lot of people who don't understand how things work. And the best way to understand how something works is to pull it apart. And I'll give you a little visual here. Power probe. Reverse the polarity. I need better leads. I need to make a connector for this. Oh, bad grip. Nothing to them. Very, very simple. I hope this clears up a little bit of confusion for some people who don't understand how these works. Again, I'm putting this back together because this is going to be part of my project, and I am cheap. Absolutely cheap. I am not going to spend $300 on a caliper parking brake. I'm going to fix this. Actually, I'll put it together off video. Hold on. So I was in the middle of putting it together, and then I noticed this. Don't know if you can see it. I don't like touching brake clean, by the way. I don't know how other people feel. That's why I wear gloves, but right there. I am positive I didn't do that. This thing wasn't an accident. I didn't catch it, but I'll see if I can get a kit for this, and we'll do that another day. Anyways, Lance Mechanics, hope you enjoyed this. Wear your PPE. Come on, and have a good one.